Hello, Jodi here from Joli Natural Skincare, or as my family affectionately refer to me, Joli. Joli Gatel. And today I wanted to talk about pampering. I had a conversation with my son and he was asking me at age 18, where did I see myself in adulthood? What things had I achieved and things like this. And I just realised from that conversation with him that I kind of neglect myself, which is ironic because I'm all about pampering. I am obsessed with skincare and looking after my skin, but aside from that, I don't do a lot for me. So I just wanted to talk about that today as I do my makeup. And just to sort of point of fact, show you what I mean. This here is my makeup collection, and that's it. I own so little amount of makeup. And another point of fact, I brought myself my first ever colour palette. I've never had one. I've never purchased one before. I've been given colour palettes, so I've got this one that I had, was given to me when I was a little girl. It's like 70s colour scheme or something. And this one, it's all sticky taped and everything, it's that old. That was given to me as a teen from my mum. And this one a friend gave me because she didn't use the colours, and they're my whole colour palettes, the only ones I have, aside from all my numerous little pods of mineral makeups, which are sort of a recent new addition. So I've never had a colour palette before, so I'm going to do my makeup with this colour palette and see how we go. Now, I'm not a good experienced makeup artist doing person, so I'll do my best while we talk about pampering. So what are the ways that people pamper themselves? Shopping? Giving themselves gifts? Or the makeup people out there are already watching me going, what the hell is she doing? I've never been a fan of shopping. I find having stuff too annoying, like too cluttery. Hurts the mind. Even when I see other people who are doing video hauls, I never watch those videos because I dislike shopping so much I can't even fathom the idea of watching other people buy copious amounts of stuff. Which is what the word haul implies to me, that you've just gone there and just gone crazy. And because I just don't operate that way myself, they've never been videos that appeal to me. And I'm not a fan of buying lots of cheap stuff, throwaway stuff and things like that. If I do buy something, it's usually a good medium price range and will last me for ages. I'm not a throwaway kind of person, so shopping is not my deal, I guess you could say. Put it this way, my husband's wardrobe is double my size. He loves shopping. So yeah, that's how little shopping appeals to me. So that's not a way that I pamper myself. So it's another way that people pamper themselves. Clothing, as I touched on, would be another one. I'm going to try and do some contouring here as well, like my sister showed me. So not particularly good at contouring. So yeah, clothing, not so much. I prefer op shopping because the stuff is already out there. I'm not sort of contributing to the whole using up the earth's resources by buying more clothing. I'm buying clothing that's already existing. So I am far more likely to buy second-hand clothes. And I find that they're far more comfortable because they've been worn in already. Whereas new clothes tend to be sort of ill-fitting to start with until they form to your fit to your form. Maybe shoes are something that I do a little bit of. I did used to have a lot of pairs of shoes, but I did a bit of a cull because I wasn't wearing any of them, or many of them. So I removed a lot of the ones that I wasn't wearing or had only worn once or things like that. Either given to op shops or I sold them. So I make my own concealer, by the way, by putting some mineral makeup in a pod and then adding some skin serum. I find it makes a good concealer. Moisturises the skin, heals the skin because it's skin serum. I tried it with water and powder, but I found the powder dried kind of like a crust. Even after blending it in, you could kind of see almost like it had dried before you blended. Hair. Getting your hair done is also another way that people pamper themselves. And I suppose you could say that from the video where I'm cutting my own hair, hair is not my thing either. I find hairdressers slightly frustrating because they never do the hairdo that I like. They always sort of blow dry my hair flat for a starter, like they don't give it volume, and I already have thin fine hair that's flat as it is, so I don't like my hair being blow dried plastered to my head. And also when they comb, you know, like they'll wash your hair and then they'll comb it, they always kind of start from the top and just start pulling down, and I can't stand that. That just drives me nuts. One of my things is having no split ends and having healthy hair. Like, it's one of my sort of priorities. So to go to the hairdressers and have them ill-treat my hair like that just puts me off going. Wasn't that hair annoying? You know it was. Hair, not my thing. So that's kind of the foundation done. I'm not really sure if that's covered anything. All my flaws are still showing. And speaking of hair that was on my face from my kabuki brush, do other people find that their kabuki brushes leave hair on their face? Or is it just the type of brush that I have? Leave a comment below, I'd love to know. So, nails are another way of pampering yourself. And whilst I love having long nails, getting my nails done, doing my own nails, since I am a nail tech, I find that I don't do it very often because I'm just far too rough on my nails. I'll do some gardening, I'll wash my car and they break and it's all over a rover. And then that bothers me because then I'll have like this long hand of nails and this one will be broken because I had a collision. And then I just get frustrated, so I don't get my nails done often because of that. I don't know how people who have long nails exist. Like, do they just never clean their car or do the gardening or the dishes, or how? If you have long nails, leave a comment below. I'd love to know how you function. How do you keep them from breaking? It's a mystery. And makeup, obviously makeup is a way that people will pamper themselves. I have, like my sister for example, she's got a big collection of makeup and she's very good at doing her makeup, and I guess that would be one way that she certainly pampers herself. I never really thought of makeup as pampering in the sense that it's skin clogging, so it kind of does the opposite of what I'm trying to achieve, which is just having naturally good skin. But I can see how it would be considered pampering because you're doing something really nice and wonderful for yourself, which is what pampering is all about. So let us start with the eyeshadow. Now, when I was younger, we did this thing where you had a darker colour here, a lighter colour there, and then an even lighter colour up here, and then a darker colour along the eye line. But makeup has changed now. Nowadays they seem to do like a darker colour here and then gradiate. So this is a 3-colour palette. I mean, there's lots of colours there, but they're in sets of 3. And I'm not really sure how to work with that. So I've watched a few videos. We'll give it a shot. But I have sort of situations too where as I'm getting older, I'm starting to notice there's a sort of sagging spot right there. Can you see that? That's quite tricky when you're doing a light gradient, because the lighter it is there, the more that area shows. I sort of need to cover it, so tricky. Alright, I'll go with the day set. Sounds doable. Fingers crossed. Another thing too with makeup is that my eyesight's pretty bad these days. I can't sort of see a foot or two in front of myself very clearly, and that's exactly the area that you need to do your makeup. So I haven't been doing much of it because I can't see what I'm doing. What about baths? Baths are a nice way to pamper yourself. I would say that judging by the fact that my bath range doesn't sell very well, there's not a lot of people out there who have baths. If you don't have baths, drop a comment below. I'd love to know why. And if you do have baths, drop a comment below telling me how wonderful and luxurious they are. They are definitely my thing. I will definitely do a once a month nice relaxing soak. I just find them so relaxing. I can just lie in there and just play some gentle music and just forget about the world. And I remember when the kids were little, you'd be having a bath, you get the bubbles up to here, and next thing the children are standing at the side of the bath wanting to chat or hop in. These days they're older, so I have the bath to myself now. Although generally I'll have a bath with hubby, which is nice. It's our sort of quality time together. So how am I doing so far? I'm trying to sort of bring it up to here as well, because I have that kind of puffy, saggy sort of part there too that I want to kind of hide. And I'm trying to keep the line sort of like from there to there as opposed to out that way. See you here. Alright, step 1. So I'll go with a softer colour here. I'd say this is an autumn palette. Not really sure that's my sort of optimal colour range. But I just loved the colours, all those sort of dark reds and glittery bits. A dark colour right in the centre. Oops, my light went off. I keep watching other people do makeup too, and they just do such an amazing job. And I'm like, wow, they make it look so easy, and then I try it and it looks nothing like what they're showing me. I don't know how they do it. It's magic. Now this brown I'm about to use isn't part of this colour palette. It's one of my mineral makeup colours. And I'm going to use it as an eyeliner. Now I've wet the brush just to make the line a little bit darker. And I've been watching videos about how to do your line, and you sort of angle it towards the eyebrow, kind of like going up that way. and then you bring it down to the highest part of the eye. But when I do that, I find that the flick gets lost under this part. And if I make it bigger, then I start to look sort of Amy Winehouse. I can't find that happy medium. And I think I'm only meant to put that line to that highest part. I think that's what they say. I've probably already failed that. You see what I mean? It sort of feels like it gets lost in the folds a little bit. Like it's quite broad there, but it just looks like a little whisper there. Like it should be sort of like that kind of thickness, if you know what I mean. So what other ways would you think of pampering yourself? Massages? Reiki? I love getting those sorts of things done. I'd like to get more facials done, but I find there's not any salons out there that use products that I'd want to use on myself. So I do my own facials. See, that line looks ridiculous to me, but I think this is where I go epic fail. And again, my eyesight's just not good enough that I can see. Move the mirror to the magnifying one. There we go. Ooh, now all I see is flaws. Maybe being blind is better. I see, so I can see powder on my cheek that I couldn't see before. Speaking of cheeks, I haven't done my blush. And even blush is an interesting one. When I was younger, you kind of did this little sort of circle-y part there, and now people bring it all the way up to here. Yeah, or they used to do it in a sort of a triangle like this, really sort of highlight those features, which is not so much how they do it these days. I mean, they still will do that kind of across the contour part, and so my eyes aren't the same either. I was trying a thicker line on that side to see what I would think, and I'm not sure. And so leave a comment below, what is your favourite way to pamper yourself, or have you been like me and just neglecting yourself for years? Yeah, I just kind of noticed that I had just not been taking really good care of myself or doing anything nice for myself, really. And that can come with motherhood. You're putting everybody else before yourself. In my case, I just hadn't been thinking about it. This is my favourite eyeliner. It's nearly dead. It's nearly running out. And I keep trying to find one that's the same, but they just never are. They're either too soft or too hard. So I'm kind of going for this kind of smoky look, not really sure it's working. That's another thing too, as you get older, it's harder to sort of do that flick because of the folds. And I've been watching How to Get Away with Murder with Viola Davis, and oh, her makeup, whoever does it is just so good. It's beautiful. I mean, she's got a stunning face in any case, but just, they do just such an amazing job. I look at it and I'm sort of pausing it and saying, oh, okay, so she's got this colour there, that colour there, and then I try it and epic fail. Alright, so I'm going to go with a darker black. So this one goes on nicer, you can see that it's softer, goes on easier. But I find that when I put it on my waterline, I'll get a smudge down here later on, whereas with this eyeliner I don't. So the ticks aren't the same, but they're near abouts, almost. And every now and then Viola will have this really marvellous, wonderful coloured lipstick. Oh, I wish I could just write to these people and go, what colour is that? What brand? Where do I get it? I am a fan of blood reds, so let me look for my darkest red. That's sort of a more autumn colour, goes with probably the colour scheme that I've got on. That's a brighter red, not quite. Dark brown, purple colour. It's kind of a browny brick colour, a bit too bright. What's this one? Maybe. Let's give this a shot. Not bad. Maybe I could mix two colours to get it to look a little bit darker. So I like to apply the lipstick first. Rub my lips together and then get the shape. And then go over with the lip liner. And I always take it up a little bit and over the line because I don't have very full lips. I'm not one for plastic surgery, but I do sort of fantasize now and again about getting fuller lips. But then I keep thinking about how trends change and maybe fuller lips won't be trendy eventually. Well, then again, maybe they'll just get ridiculously big and that'll be some new trend. What a scary concept. I'll go with a darker colour over the top. I like that a little bit better. Still not Viola Davis enough for me, with how wonderful and glamorous her makeup is. Just going to put some brown. Try and darken that line, but also blend the black up. It's funny because when I look here I can't see it, and when I close my eyes I can. I just don't know how they do it. Anyway, so that's me doing my makeup. I might finish off with a little bit of a softer eyeliner just to like heighten that line a little bit. Because as you would have seen in my video where I got my eyebrows done, the fact that they're not the same drives me nuts. And it's really funny because I left a review and the lady was saying that eyebrows are meant to be like sisters and not twins, but every other eyebrows I've seen her do, like all of her Instagram photos and things, they're so much more equal and even than mine are. So I don't know if I just have like a really crazily unsymmetrical face, which is certainly possible. But the fact that this ridge is higher than that one drives me nuts. The fact that this line there is longer than that one drives me nuts. So I try to sort of remedy that with a little bit of pencil. And I feel like this one comes in more than that side, but I don't want to make it too long. Anyway, too much of a perfectionist perhaps. So that's me doing my makeup whilst talking about the various ways of pampering. If I've left any other sorts out, let me know. I mean, for example, some people might consider gardening or going for a walk along the beach a pampering activity. Comment below, love to hear from you, and thank you so much for watching.